The summer of 2025 will go down in history, and not for the right reasons. Across the globe, the heat was unrelenting, records shattered, and nature's warning signs grew louder than ever. July 2025 became the third hottest month in recorded history, and the impacts were felt in every corner of the planet. I am an Advent traveler, back again with a new video for you all. Today we're uncovering the shocking truth behind this heat wave, from scorching deserts to flooded cities, and what it means for our future. Make sure to subscribe to join our journey through the changing world. Let's dive right in. In July 2025, global average temperatures soared 1.25 degrees Celsius above pre-industrial levels, a historic milestone in the climate crisis. The heat was not just a statistic, it was a relentless presence, felt everywhere. That's dangerously close to the 1.5-degree target the Paris Agreement aimed to avoid. Years ago, leaders pledged to keep warming below this threshold. Now, the margin for error is nearly gone, and the consequences are impossible to ignore. Across continents, people faced sweltering days and sleepless nights. Cities emptied as residents sought refuge indoors, while the most vulnerable struggled to cope. News outlets reported record-breaking temperatures, with meteorologists warning this was only the beginning. Digital clocks in city centers flashed numbers that seemed unreal. Scientists worked around the clock, analyzing data and sounding the alarm. Their findings were clear. Without immediate action, the world faces unprecedented heat and far-reaching impacts. For the first time in recorded history, vast regions of the Gulf faced an unprecedented crisis. The relentless sun bore down, transforming once bustling streets into silent, shimmering expanses. Iraq and Turkey, too, were not spared. Temperatures soared past 50 degrees Celsius, shattering records and pushing communities to their limits. Streets emptied as people sought refuge indoors, while power grids strained under the demand for cooling. For many, survival became the only priority. Emergency services distributed water and set up cooling stations as the world watched the Gulf, Iraq, and Turkey endure a heat wave for the ages. While some regions burned, the relentless heat wave left cities eerily silent. Streets shimmered in the oppressive sun, and smoke from wildfires hung over skylines, painting a picture of a world on edge. But the story of this heat wave didn't end with fire. In other parts of the world, the same heat fueled a different disaster. In China and Pakistan, unprecedented floods swallowed entire neighborhoods. Rivers burst their banks, and entire communities found themselves surrounded by water, their homes and streets transformed into rivers overnight. Families waded through waist-deep water, clutching what little they could carry. Schools and markets vanished beneath the rising tide, and children stared in disbelief at buildings now half submerged. For many, the floodwaters meant the loss of everything familiar. Scientists monitored the skies as heavy rain and storm clouds gathered, warning that the heat was fueling more than just drought. Dramatic storms swept through, bringing chaos and destruction. Emergency teams raced to respond, but the scale of the disaster was overwhelming. This was a stark reminder that extreme heat doesn't just bring dryness and fire, it can also unleash powerful storms and devastating floods. As families sheltered in temporary camps and volunteers distributed aid, the world watched, realizing that the boundaries between fire and flood are blurring in a warming climate. In Canada, vast wildfires raged for weeks, consuming millions of acres of forest and turning the skies an eerie, apocalyptic orange. The scale of the destruction was unprecedented. Entire towns were forced to evacuate as flames approached, and highways became escape routes lined with cars packed with families and pets. Firefighters worked around the clock, battling walls of fire and choking smoke, while helicopters and planes dropped water in desperate attempts to slow the inferno's advance. Wildlife fled in all directions, deer, bears, and birds escaping the burning forests, many never to return. The smoke didn't just stay in Canada, it drifted south, blanketing cities across North America in a thick orange haze. For days the sun was barely visible, and air quality plummeted to dangerous levels. People wore masks outdoors, and schools closed to protect children from the toxic air. The wildfires of July 2025 became a symbol of a world pushed to its limits by extreme heat and drought. Scientists around the world have been sounding the alarm for decades, warning that human-driven climate change is the major driver behind the extreme weather events we're witnessing today. Their research, built on years of data and advanced computer models, points to a clear connection between our actions and the planet's rising temperatures. The main culprit? Greenhouse gas emissions. These gases, released by burning fossil fuels for energy, transportation, and industry, trap heat in the Earth's atmosphere. As more carbon dioxide and methane accumulate, the planet's natural balance is disrupted, causing global temperatures to climb. This extra heat doesn't just make summers hotter, it alters weather systems, intensifies droughts, fuels wildfires, and increases the frequency and severity of heat waves and floods, events like the ones we're seeing this July. The science is clear. Unless we take urgent action to reduce emissions, these extreme events will only become more common and more devastating in the years to come. From farm workers collapsing in the fields, their bodies pushed to the brink by relentless sun and soaring temperatures, to those who simply could not continue, July 2025 left a mark that would never fade. The heat wave didn't just test endurance, it shattered it. Families watched helplessly as their homes became unlivable, forced to leave behind everything they knew. Some sought shelter in crowded emergency centers, while others faced the uncertainty of not knowing where they would sleep next. The disaster upended lives in an instant, leaving scars that would last for years. In cities and towns, people crowded into cooling centers, desperate for relief. The heat crisis wasn't just about numbers, it was about survival. Every day brought new challenges, power outages, water shortages, and the constant fear of what tomorrow might bring. For millions, July 2025 wasn't just hot, it was life-threatening. Ambulances raced through empty streets responding to emergencies as people struggled to cope. The world watched as lives were changed forever, a stark reminder of our vulnerability in the face of nature's fury. Yet, amid the hardship, communities came together. Volunteers handed out water, neighbors checked on the elderly, and children found small moments of joy despite the heat. The spirit of resilience shone through even as the world faced one of its greatest challenges. This month has become a symbol of what's at stake. The relentless heat, the empty streets, and the record-breaking temperatures are more than just news headlines. They're a warning sign for all of us. It shows the urgency of cutting emissions, adapting our infrastructure, and rethinking how we power our cities. Around the world, communities are racing to build renewable energy projects and upgrade city infrastructure, hoping to stay ahead of the next crisis. Scientists are working around the clock, analyzing climate data and searching for solutions, while families and businesses are already feeling the impact of extreme weather events. Emergency responders are stretched thin, battling wildfires and helping those displaced by the heat. Volunteers distribute water and supplies, trying to keep vulnerable people safe. Communities are coming together. Children play indoors to avoid the sun, the elderly gather in cooling centers, and neighbors check in on each other. Local leaders hold meetings to plan for the future. The stakes are global. As the clock ticks, heat waves like this one remind us that extremes are becoming the new normal. The choices we make now will shape the world for generations to come. The heat of July 2025 might fade, but the memory of those scorching days will linger in our minds and in our history. Its warning will echo for years, reminding us of the urgent need to act. The devastation we witnessed, wildfires, floods, and communities forever changed, serves as a stark reminder of what's at stake. But in labs and research centers around the world, scientists are working tirelessly, searching for solutions and new ways to protect our planet. Their discoveries, combined with the efforts of everyday people, are shaping the future right now. Communities are coming together, planting trees, rebuilding, and supporting one another. There's hope in every action, no matter how small. The path forward is uncertain, but it's also full of possibility. The future is in our hands. If we choose to act, to innovate, and to care for each other and our world, we can build a safer, brighter tomorrow, for ourselves and for generations to come. The world is changing before our eyes. July 2025 was a glimpse into the climate challenges ahead, but also a reminder that action is still possible. If you found this video eye-opening, hit that subscribe button to join me on more journeys uncovering the hidden truths of our planet. Together, we can face the future informed and prepared. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.